G'day folks, welcome back to Enshrouded. I hope you guys are doing well today. In the previous episode, I guess we could say that the highlights is just sitting right behind us there, Ruffles. We finally got ourselves a family dog, and he's sort of hanging around with us, along with little Tiger over here. Obviously, we haven't forgotten about little Tiger at all. And yeah, we did a few other quests and continued our construction of Alden's workshop. But we did have this plan to go through a few items on the quest list, right? But between this episode and the last one, another update, yet another update has come through, changing the entire world around us, and I have been doing a little bit of prep work between episodes to prepare a few things here and there, mostly trying to get myself some more ammonia glands and a few other bits and pieces as well. I'm trying to grow more of my blueberries here. I actually don't know if these are ready for harvest, because the last batch that I planted, they didn't actually give me any blueberries whatsoever. I don't know if that's because I've been like harvesting them too early or whatever, but I might come back to this much later and see what happens. But these are definitely blueberry bushes, and not just the normal bushes. And yeah, I've got even more of these berry bushes growing at the moment. But while I was looking for the ammonia glands, I only realized then that the world had changed quite a bit. So I might actually just quickly show you. We might as well just go out and try and get some more ammonia glands. And we can see the crazy amount of changes that the devs have now introduced to the game, and I think it's going to be for the better. The Shroud is a little bit more intimidating this time around, I would have to say, and I think they've changed things like aesthetically, from the Shroud being like a bit more of a bluish tint instead of that. It's got this semi-greenish tint now, and boy oh boy, there's a lot of new stuff in there, and we might come across a little bit of it as we come down here, but yeah, I'll spend a little bit of time showing you guys. We probably won't stay too long. In fact, I just realized, but I have killed off a few of the walking mushrooms that would give us the ammonia glands that we're looking for. But I'm sort of more interested in, you know, coming down here just to show you guys a little bit of what has changed. If things would start showing up. Let's just jump down completely. And we'll take a look around. I don't know a lot of the stuff that's been introduced. I mean, I've never seen any of this stuff here. Like aerated banshee gel, legendary runes, gem of cold composures. Apparently they're legendary items. Again, gems. I think I heard some rumblings of the ability to perhaps change the properties of weapons and the like. So you can perhaps maybe use gems for that? Not sure. But the terrain has definitely changed quite a bit. And if we eventually come across them, we will be able to see some new enemy types here as well, which is probably something that has been lacking for a very long time for this game. We haven't exactly seen too many new enemy types. I'll also just quickly harvest that, just to give you an idea of that new material there, the acidic mycelium. So I think we've seen mycelium before, but not the acidic version, so I'm not entirely sure what that's going to be used for. Presumably, maybe crafting, you know, poison-related items. And yeah, got all sorts of new things. I am going to want to try and make my way out of the shroud though, so I might go in that direction. We'll go north. And we'll try and find our way out. Ooh, this is a little bit of tin. This is probably a good idea to mark. I think we've already got it marked down. Ooh, there we go. So, yeah, we've got some strange sort of jellyfish-looking enemies. Very, very large ones as well, and they shoot out these strange mini versions of themselves, and I don't really know what to think of these things. They don't do too much damage, at our current level at least. Yeah, and you can shoot these down. So it's not, like, too difficult to... Whoa, okay. Wow, that was a lot of damage, wasn't it? Yeah. So you can see what we're dealing with here down in the Shroud. I've just realized that for some reason I'm already down to 1 minute. Perhaps maybe that's an ability that that these jellyfish things are able to do if you know, get into the wrong position. But yeah, I'm probably going to die over here, and that's okay, because I can, yeah, even more over there. That's a gigantic one. But yeah, we can recover all of our stuff, and then we can sort of make our way towards the north. Can I speed up the process of dying here? Probably not. Let's just move in this general direction. We've also got these tentacle-looking things, which I've not actually fought before. Yeah, you can simply fight them. You've got Shroud Adhesive from that. Again, not sure what that's going to be for, but I'm sure the game will tell us eventually. And yeah, we're gonna have to just pass away for a moment, and we shall respawn, and we'll gather our stuff. Just realized I don't really have a lot of stamina there. And I'm not, like, well rested. Oh, there's a mushroom right there. We can fight that one. Try and get those ammonia glands. Oh, hang on a second. This is a little different. I wonder if they've changed things up to a point where enemies respawn after death, because I could swear that I had dealt with everything around this area before starting the episode. So that is a little strange. But yeah, there's another enemy over there that I do want to quickly show you guys, because I think that's kind of an interesting enemy to look at. Definitely new. A very gigantic, like, bug creature. I guess it's pretty similar to the other bugs that we've seen, but like this is just a gigantic variant. And if you get too far, it does this huge lunging attack, which is kind of crazy. And luckily we're already quite high level, but I'm just imagining how difficult it would be to fight these things at a higher level. So anyway, so a bit of petrified shroud stalker shell. So I guess these things are called stalkers. So gotta look out for them. But if you noticed very briefly there when I opened the map, there is a ton of new question marks now having been added after this latest update. And I'm curious, obviously, to try and clear them all. But, you know, one step at a time. We don't need to do all of them at once. I still think that we should, you know, do the plan that we were wanting to do in the previous episode. What is this? A shroud nexus. Conjure a fell enemy. What? Okay, so you can maybe spawn a boss or something here? Strange. Yeah, this game has just transformed. I don't want to say completely, but there's a lot of new things and a lot of things I don't yet understand. Considering how slow I am getting through the entire thing. Let's take everything and yeah, so we're just going to find our way out. I don't think it's going to take us too long, and those giant floating enemies are a concern. I could, you know, try and fight more of them to see what they might give us. I just need to be a little bit more careful about taking them on. There's quite a bit of tin here as well. Maybe I should mark this down. Brilliant. Okay, so how do we get out? I suppose I can see if there's a way up that. Or I can try to make it over here past the farm. I think that's a better plan, to be honest. What the hell is this? Corrosive blood. Surprised that the witch hasn't actually discovered us just yet. Yeah, more gems. I feel like I'm gonna need heaps more storage after looking at all of the new items that we have access to here. This is gonna let us jump somewhere. Up this way, maybe. Where are we? Oh, okay, we're getting further and further away from where I want to go. Whoops. Oh, another one of those. Let me gather up some materials. Okay. Further north, I might be able to get on top of the bridge and get out that way. Is that an option for us? Maybe. So the other thing that's quite noticeable as well, I feel, is the fact that they have done probably a pass on the entire map as we know it. And just added even more foliage and even more greenery in various locations, and yeah, it feels very... oh god, alright. Let's go this way. And yeah, let's try and get out of the shroud. Am I... huh. Okay. Man, this is a problem, isn't it? I feel like I'm trapped. Okay, we are back. Yeah, I know that I can simply, you know, go out and cheese my way out of the shroud by just quitting and reloading, but I really don't like doing that when we're mid-episode. But sometimes you have to do it, because sometimes you might get stuck and things just don't work out. We do have all of our stuff though, and in fact I probably should clean up my inventory right now, so that's what we're going to do initially. And I feel like I'm gonna need to find places to put all of this stuff, which might not be too easy, but we'll try our best. So we've got a little bit of space over here, and I might put some of our newfound items in there. Things that we don't really know what they do just yet. These legendary runes, who knows what that's for. I can, you know, take a guess of what the gems are going to be for, but these runes, have no idea. It definitely looks like some kind of a currency though. Can I stack these? Maybe I can get rid of that, and yeah, I've got a few other bits and pieces. Corrosive blood, bit of tin ore. Yeah, I've been trying to gather some more fertilized farm soil while I was sort of waiting for shaders to load and all that sort of stuff, because it does take quite a bit of time. Let's just do a quick pass on all of our boxes. Again, I haven't really introduced anything that would make it super easy for us to store all of our items within one base. I was secretly hoping that they would introduce something like that, but nope, not the case. Gonna have a sleep, obviously. So let me throw that in there. What else? Got a couple of blocks, or a couple of types of blocks. And yeah, that looks good to me. I'll drop in the animal furs. And this tin ore, which I'm gonna just place right here. One thing that I'm happy about though is it seems like the devs have sorted out the sleeping issue where people, you know, sleep on the floor for whatever reason. I think that's gone now. The next problem that now exists after this update is everyone seems to leave the doors completely open. So you'll notice, like, we've got doors everywhere, but because people constantly go through them, the doors are just left open. I don't know if that's by design or what the deal is there. Okay, and throw more of these in there. Right, time to check the journal, And as I said, we are going to perhaps maybe do 3 things here. So we're going to do the... oh, hang on. Yeah, so all the Flameborn quests where particularly, you know, we're talking about just like collecting things, like outfits and whatnot, might give those a bit of a miss for the moment. Southern Caravan. So I'm not entirely sure what this reward is. So this sounds kind of interesting to me. Springlands. So we could try and do this one. Previously the caravan came from the other side of the Pillars of Creation and must have stopped many times during the journey. If you retrace their steps in the Springlands, you'll likely find something of value. Okay. I don't know what that symbol means, but we're about to find out. So let's go out and let's see if we can see what's going on at that caravan. I'm gonna eat at least just the bread to give us that damage boost, but I don't think we really need the HP boost. Except for perhaps maybe Pause Touch, so we'll just get that from Ruffles. Okay, so let's head out there. Yeah, it should be pretty easy to get to. And depending on how we go, we might have a little bit more time to do some decorating and construction back at our home, but I'm keen on trying to progress a few things. And no doubt, there's probably a whole bunch of new quests that have been added if we speak to the various folks at home. Probably a bajillion new quests, to be honest. There is also this question mark in between our destination and the spire, so perhaps maybe it's not a bad idea for us to check on what's going on down here. I don't think it's going to be too difficult to get ourselves out of the shroud. So new location charted. Shroud Lair. What the hell is a Shroud Lair? I mean, it looks like there's more stuff going on below us. So we're saying perhaps maybe we could go all the way down and try to get to the very bottom. Maybe. I wonder if this is mineable. Revelwood rubble. Revelwood dirt. Okay. I guess it's not too special, although I guess the different biomes now give you different types of dirt. Maybe, I'm just thinking aloud here, maybe the requirements to make certain seeds have changed. And perhaps maybe you need specific types of dirt to get it done. What is this? Archaic Essence. I am a little concerned that we might not really have a way out. Again, perhaps maybe I could cheese my way out. And just quit the game and reload again. hell? More archaic essence. Oh, this is kind of cool. Like, they're hiding the pathways behind those spawners. And it would kind of make sense that, you know, like behind the thing that spawns the enemies, you would have, you know, pathways to move forward. Whoa. Get rid of this. Oh lord. Okay. Alright. Almost fell into that. I assume that's imminent death, or some of it is at least. Bronze sword. 29. That box thing, I assume, is a gem slot or something along those lines. Yeah, doesn't look very exciting because the damage is nowhere near what we currently have, but I feel like I'm going to want to find new weapons now after this update. Let's salvage that. We still need to try and find a way out, though. I wonder if there's a shroud route that I need to be looking for. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the goal is to come to the lair. I'm getting the feeling that you might need a lot more shroud protection to come to some of these lairs, because they seem to be a little bit of a maze, for one. And perhaps maybe just a very sort of long journey if you did decide to go to one. How are we? Oh, okay, I've come back out. I was not expecting that, but here we are. Well, since we're here, I will backtrack a little bit, and I'm gonna try and see if I can find my way out. I just don't really see any grappling points or anything like that that would assist us. Maybe it's by design. Yeah, I can't really reach these ledges. There we go, or maybe not. Whoa. Almost died there. Yeah, I don't really know how to get back out. I suppose I could potentially, you know, dig my way out. Create a pathway. A little bit precarious, but it works. Okay. There you go, a bit of a taste of a shroud lair, but I'm certain that there's probably more down there. It's just, I probably need to level up my altar even more, give me a little bit more time in the shroud, maybe even prepare a few shroud potions to let us survive in there for much longer. I haven't really needed to use shroud potions forever, it seems. So maybe now's the time. Okay, fresh air. Always nice. And yeah, I don't know if you guys can notice the amount of foliage, but it is way more intense. And in fact, it sort of makes things a little harder to notice as well. If you're used to being in a certain area, you may feel like the place has changed somewhat. I know that I've, in some cases, have been looking for certain, you know, trees which I know have, you know, beehives in them, and it's a lot harder to spot thanks to all of this new foliage that's been added. Okay, so they've even added, like, difficulty to each quest to tell you how difficult it's gonna be, which I find to be kind of interesting. Are we even going the right way? Hang on. Because I've got this waypoint set. Maybe we're supposed to go to Hillock. Oh yeah, okay. I think we are. Alright. I'm not entirely sure why we had the waypoint set up there. Perhaps maybe there was something else we needed to do out here in the past, but this is just right next to our home, to be honest. Well, at the very least, we managed to, you know, dip our toes into that shroud lair for a bit of excitement. Okay, what are we looking for? Maybe this. Crimson Valor at Coloring Station. Huh? Coloring Station? Okay, probably another mechanic that I haven't exactly looked into just yet, since the new update, or several updates even. I'll have to stash that. But let's take another look at all of our quests, and I sort of want to just figure out what to do next. I do feel like we want to do the VUCA rituals, and I wonder if all of these ones with the green are indicating that these are just going to be super easy for us to do. Probably. So let's go ahead and complete this one, the VUCA rituals. VUCA hold inhumane rituals at Fort Kelvin. Marianne Reed reported that the VUCA regularly push the townsfolk off the cliff, and she wants to learn more. Investigate the sacrificial pit. Okay, let's show it on the map. Okay, well, there we go. I wonder if all of these green question marks are just mini quests that either we have on the list or we haven't even discovered yet. But anyway, we should be able to glide there. Maybe from our home even. Yeah, hopefully we can get there. Actually, it might be better, in fact, to cross from this side. Not gonna worry about all of the enemies. Okay. Let's do a glide from here. Might be able to even get to the very top. Cross around this way. Okay. We are very close by. Ah, up there. Yes, yes, okay. Yeah, this is a huge pile of bones. What do you think of my draft? It's no rumor, but fact. Not only are borders are unsafe, our towns are troubled. My informant from Fort Kelvin reports sounds from inside the mountains. Their caves rumble at night as if something is about to break through. Will Gormander deploy help? Start an investigation? Maybe pass an infrastructure bill? Most likely not, but one can dream. If I were a betting man, I'd say he'll wait for the concerns to resolve themselves for better or worse. Ramon Jones, editor of the Pike Weekly. That's the only draft that was approved. Couldn't put in your info about the embezzlement. If it's too controversial, they won't officially let me print it. I'll find a way though. Stay safe, Jakes. And what else is this? Sacrificial VUCA dagger. There we go. Is there anything going on up there, though? I'm kind of curious now. Question is, how can I get up there now that I'm down here? I can't remember if I've been up there. Actually, it is Fort Kelvin. We have been there before, so I guess it's not too important for us to go and visit. But yeah, now that we have the sacrificial daggers, again, it's probably not something that we really need, but I am happy that we've cleared the quest line. So let's take a look at what we can do next. You've discovered a gruesome sacrificial pit at the foot of the cliffs by Fort Kelvin. There you uncovered daggers and a newspaper clipping centered on the king's mishandling of the town's safety concerns. Talk to Marianne Reed about your findings. Marianne Reed, okay, cool. So we just go home in that case. See where this takes us. Marianne Reed should be one of the residents of our new home over here. I just don't really remember what she looks like, so let's see.
Hello.
Let's have a chat.
Hey!
You've returned. What did you find? A man stabbed by the Vuka.
Hello.
Baffling. And an old newspaper clipping, you say, written by a Ramon Jones? I've heard the name before. He was a writer from the capital. Seems like he rang the alarm bells for our Vuka pest ages ago. I wish I could thank him, despite the futility. Maybe I don't have to do this alone after all. Thank you. Okay, and new location charted. Show on the map.
Bye.
Shanty Shacks. Lost Villager's Soul. Are we saying there are still some more people to find? Ramon's writing. Yeah, okay, this is another person. You've discovered writings from a man named Ramon Jones. He was a writer from the capital and editor of the Pike Weekly. Investigate his current whereabouts and try to find him. Well, I guess we must then. You know what? We still have the spare rooms. I can't remember how many we have exactly. I think we have maybe about 3 spare rooms. So perhaps maybe we might still be able to house some more people. So how's the... Or sorry, what is the best way to get there? It's a bit difficult, isn't it? Because I don't really have any altars in that area, and I don't really have any spires that are close by either. So it might be a bit of a journey. Probably better to go in from the ancient spire of the Nomad Highlands. And we just sort of go west from there, rather than going through the Shroud. I think so. Let's do it. Yeah, so this is turning out to be a bit more of a involved questline, which I don't mind. West. I might need to have some decent foods in this area, considering enemies are probably going to be a little tougher. So the Nomad Highlands is a little drier, and I haven't exactly checked this place out since the latest update has come through. It definitely doesn't look like they added too much more greenery or anything like that here. I mean, it makes sense if it's a dry biome. So, where are we? So if we can maybe get here, perhaps maybe we can climb this mountain and maybe glide across that way. Hopefully. Okay, that's really cool how you can actually see the spire from here. Right there. Okay, so... not exactly in the right spot, are we? Or... oh, I suppose maybe we can glide there. Let's give it a go. We might just make it. Perfect. Okay, so from here we could perhaps maybe glide. My guess is this is probably another shroud lair. Now the question I have is, what are shroud lairs exactly? Like, would we be able to find a root in it, for instance, and cut it down? I remember one of the slogans used for, not this update, but perhaps maybe the previous one, was that, you know, we'd be able to fight back against the shroud or whatever. I don't know if perhaps maybe going into the shroud lairs would allow you to somehow get rid of some of the shroud in certain areas. It could be. But yeah, we are roughly in the spot that we need to be. I am just sort of wishing that I had gotten a flame altar set up. In fact, I might as well do that right here. Because it is going to get a little dark very soon. I'd rather be able to just respawn here when we need to, after having a sleep. And we've got a little bit more shroud to deal with here in the shanty shacks. Maybe I called it a little bit too soon because I think I see our objective over there. Maybe we're not going to need to stay for too long in this place. A small thank you. Oh, hang on. Something is closing in on us. No. A small thank you. Thank you for granting me access to your spare basement, Henry. I won't write in peace with these guards on my tail, but I can't let them silence me. I know this room was Finian's, so I'll take good care of it. He was such a sweet kid, and the little stories he wrote were magical. There's nothing I can say to make this easier, but there's one thing I can do. I can't pay you back in gold since editors don't earn much coin, but I know how to repay you. It mustn't be the last time that you saw him. The old sorcerer in the Imperial Gardens owes me, and perhaps he can reunite you. Don't ask too many questions, just let him lead you to his secret attic and never speak of it to anyone else. Just promise me you'll be responsible and come back. It's a deal with the dark that we're striking. It's a deal with the dark that we're striking. So, some sorcerer in the Imperial Gardens. So let's take a look at the quest once more. So... Imperial Gardens. The attic in the Imperial Gardens. Okay. Secret attic. Don't ask too many questions, just let him lead you to his secret attic. The old sorcerer in the Imperial Gardens. Okay, well, we'll have to come back and see if we can check for that secret attic somewhere. Let's just breathe a little bit. Perhaps maybe have a sleep as well, so we've got a little bit of light to work with. You know what? Perhaps maybe one of these days I should just set up a bed in the ruined house, just so that we get our own bed and not have to steal like Oswald's or Freya's bed every single time we want to have a sleep. Okay, so let us head back. Where was it? Just up this way. There seems to be another question mark here. Is this not the... Yeah, it is the one that we're working on. Okay. So, find Ramon Jones. Search the area. So we're looking for an attic. But it did say we need to go to an attic in the Imperial Gardens, right? Search the basement. Okay. My bad. My bad. I did see stairs leading down. Hey. There we go. Collect. Oh, actually, not that. It doesn't look good for me. Henry hasn't come back. He's not been down to bring me water. And I don't dare to step outside knowing that this spell's demise. Right now, I'm still hidden. But who knows what the guards will do if they find me. I'll hang for treason, most likely. just for speaking the truth. However, I only have enough water for maybe 3 more days, and what's even more depressing, it seems like my last words, written or screamed, will never reach a single living soul. Such a meaningless death for a reporter. A wise man would call it irony. I would call it twisted. Ramon Jones, editor of what used to be the Pike Weekly. Well, let's collect that soul. And there you go. So that quest is completed, although there's something about this attic that was mentioned in that letter, which could be kind of interesting, though I'm probably not going to bother if it's not really an actual quest. I think it's time to get out of this place, so in that direction. I think we should also just be able to... Oh yes, I haven't communed with the flame since the latest update has come through. Flameborn. There are barriers beyond our comprehension that shield the chambers within from illumination. Pitch black temples dreamt up by the elder ancients, shrouded in mystery. Their secrecy obscures my vision, but it shan't restrict yours. Dive in and lift the cover of darkness. Maybe that is referring to some of these shroud layers, perhaps. Illuminate the night. I guess this is maybe one of the key quest lines that get offered up for this particular recent patch. Let's deactivate this altar because I don't think I'll need that anytime soon. And I'm just going to head home, and we may as well, you know, get this reporter summoned and housed as well, since we can. So we just need to find a free room. Would they appreciate the very, very tiny rooms? I don't know. I don't know if they would.
Hey!
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 So no one is occupying the middle ones just yet, I guess. Yeah, I could give them one of the middle ones, or... Actually, this... Oh, no, this one has Oscar in it. Anton...
Hello!
Marianne... Oh, hang on. It's unoccupied. This one is unoccupied, sorry. Ramon Jones. They need to be placed before assigning them a bed, apparently. Okay. Well, let's assign them first.
Hello!
Hello, sir. Let's have a chat anyway. The story continues. By Pikemead's glory, my mouth's drier than the kindle wastes. I remember the thirst and this miserable cellar, but I'm safe now thanks to you. I'm Ramon Jones, writer, reporter, editor, and truth-teller falsely accused of treason. Usually I don't brag about the latter, but if every guard is dead, so is censorship. Good. Yes, you have a missing bed. I understand. Let me just fix that up for you. Let's give you 50 meters worth of roaming. But yeah, you get that bed. And sure, we'll give you a desk and stuff to ride on later. Now's not the time. Okay, right. I mean, how many quests have we done so far? I think that's 3 already. Can we continue? Oh my goodness. Another guy? How many houses and how many beds are we going to need? Let's see. Hidden crafting recipes. I think I want to try and complete this, the Queen's Tomb. We've done half of it already. We may as well try and continue. So, let's set that as a waypoint. And where is this? This is... Oh, okay, it's just around the Springlands area. I do like that. Shouldn't be too difficult to get there. Might even use the spire for that. I don't know how quick we can get this done. I'm just sort of looking at the time here. We're probably going to wrap up the episode very soon, but maybe one more. One more for luck. What? I've just noticed off in the distance there, but you can see like some floating bits of earth. What is that? Must be out there somewhere. Enter and loot the locked room is what we need to do. One to glory, one to ice, one to rule, and one to life. One is far left. To the eldest most regal, the beak of the eagle rips high clouds and skin, blood taints the snow as kin pierces kin. Go right for the youngest child of the lyre, of voice to inspire, cross the sea of despair. Find the ocean's heart there. Inside the main room, along the spine, arching, one above, one below, both hidden, waiting. Ooh, I wonder if this is like a clue. There's another one over here. I think it's the same thing. Okay, there's plenty of shroud down there as well. Okay, good thing everything here is pretty weak, so we should be able to take on all the things, you would hope. They almost fell there. Do I not have any lockpicks? Or, oh, okay, I do have... like, switches to try and press. Okay, I think this is going to be a lot more involved than I initially thought, so I'll tell you what guys, we'll perhaps end the episode here. I think it was a good look at the new offerings that the latest update is going to be giving us. And can't wait to actually discover more. No doubt that there's going to be a lot more crafting involved as well. But going to have to check all of that another time. Let me just get another altar here. Just place that we can respawn here pretty quickly when we need to. But I reckon this is the episode, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Again, we've been doing a little bit of you know, exploration the last couple of episodes. I think we might continue on that for a little bit more, and I am in particular very interested to try and get a Cyclops head, and it seems like the main quest here, Ignite the Coldest Elixir Well, might actually give that to us, so that we can then think about upgrading our altar back at home to the next level. And I guess that's probably going to unlock a whole bunch of other stuff, even more quests and all that sort of stuff as well, so I think we'll try and sink our teeth into that. Anyway, thanks for watching, drop me a like if you enjoyed it, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.